Hey guys, so I want to talk about selling your art online because I really should have done so a lot sooner than I did. The reason why I didn't until about 4 years ago was because I thought I couldn't. I thought I didn't have the money to make prints, make t-shirts, make enamel pins, buttons, stickers, whatever it was. But that was the complete wrong way of thinking about it because things like print-on-demand services exist. So in this video, I'm going to share how it is completely possible to start selling your art online using print-on-demand so you don't have to spend any money upfront. If you like art and entrepreneurship type videos, make sure to like this video, jingle all my bells and buttons, help me feed the algorithm for more art and entrepreneurship type videos every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. My name is Janet. I'm an ex-Disney artist turned independent creator, and I've been selling my art online for about 4 years now. For this video, I've partnered with Printify to show you, as a beginner, how to get started with print on demand. But regardless, these are genuinely tips that I have used and advice that I wish I knew before getting started selling my art online. So my main reason why every beginner should start with print on demand is because there is virtually no startup cost. Granted, you do need a storefront to start selling, something like Etsy, Shopify, Squarespace, whatever kind of storefront you would like to use, and they all cost something different. Etsy is completely free other than a listing fee, which is I think 30 cents for each product you want to list. For Shopify, you pay a monthly fee of $29. With Squarespace, it's $18 a month with fully integrated shop e-commerce capabilities. So technically there is a startup cost, but that is cheaper than investing in printing hundreds of t-shirts up front. This is something I wish I really took to heart when I first started, because I actually started the traditional way. I wanted to sell merch. I wanted to put my art, my designs on t-shirts. So I saved up a bunch of money and got my first designs screen printed. I didn't test if these designs would sell, nor did I know how many t-shirts to get. I didn't know how many smalls, how many mediums. Do I pay extra for extra small? What about extra for double XL? Do I need triple XL? I didn't know how much to get, and it was extremely expensive because if you didn't know already, at traditional screen printers, they have a setup fee, which is to set up the screen that they use to push the ink through, and they have minimums because it's so expensive to set up the screen printing. Typically, it's anywhere between 25 t-shirts, 50 t-shirts to hundreds. So in order for you to create one t-shirt design for your online store, you would have had to invest hundreds of dollars, and there was no guarantee anyone would buy it. You just had to get lucky and hope and pray, I guess. With print on demand, you technically only have to invest in your online storefront. You can put up your design and wait for sales. Once you get your sale, someone else paid for that shirt already, so you already have the money to get that one t-shirt printed. There are no minimums with print on demand. If you wanted to just print one t-shirt, you can print one t-shirt at a very low cost. One of the things I learned very early on when I first started selling my art is that everyone tends to overestimate how many units of anything you can move. So when I first started selling prints, period, I think I printed 25 prints of my art. I didn't have an audience, I didn't really have an Instagram presence, I didn't have a way to market myself, so why did I think 25 people would want to buy my art? When you are first starting out with practically no audience and no real way to get sales, you should only print 1 to 3 copies of a thing. Once you get more experience with selling, you kind of understand how big your audience is, what your niche is, then you can go and start printing hundreds and thousands of your designs. But that takes a really long time to get there, and everyone starts with just selling one print, then sell your second print. That is why I really should have gone with print on demand from the get-go, because I could have tested hundreds of designs and just get rid of all the bad ones, not waste money printing them on t-shirts, on posters, on whatever. Narrow in on the designs that actually sell. And that is what's so useful with print on demand. The next reason why you should start selling your art online with print-on-demand services like Printify is because they have a wide variety of products you can print your art on. When I was first getting started, I could only afford prints. I definitely thought t-shirts and any kind of apparel was way out of my league because I couldn't afford it. I didn't have thousands of dollars laying around just to pour into printing t-shirts. So my storefront was very sparse. I didn't have a lot of different types of things I could offer. It was mostly just prints and commissions. I eventually graduated after a lot of time, blood, sweat, and tears selling my artwork, selling my prints to buttons, stickers, and shirts. But it took a really long time to get there. I didn't start selling more merch until I had the money to, until I could afford to. What I should have done was open my storefront and link it up with services like Printify so that I can start offering t-shirts immediately. To get over that learning curve of, do people even want shirts from me? Do people even want stickers? Do they want buttons? Do they want magnets? Do they want home living stuff? And I couldn't try selling it until much later. By using print-on-demand services like Printify, you have access to so many different products. You wouldn't really be able to manufacture or produce these products completely on your own unless you had a really successful, huge business. With Printify and print-on-demand, it really makes it so that you as a small business have the ability to offer things that would normally be available at like Target or any other big chain. The next reason why I really should have used services like Printify from the get-go is because of shipping and storage. This is a problem you won't encounter until you start selling a lot. When you are first starting to sell your art online, it is perfectly fine for you to ship everything yourself because you're probably not getting a whole lot of orders. Maybe one order every once in a while. So the time spent packaging and shipping and buying shipping materials is not really that big of a deal. But when you start becoming a bigger business, once you become more successful as an artist and you've really promoted your brand to a certain point, you're gonna start getting a lot more sales. That means every single day, you're gonna have to dedicate some of your time to packaging and shipping orders. And you think, oh, 5 orders a day, that's not a big deal. I can give up an hour of my time doing that every single day. But when you really start doing it, that's a lot of time that you are spending shipping orders, printing labels, weighing items, and not drawing, not creating more content, not marketing your business, not promoting your brand, not making YouTube videos, Instagram posts, whatever it is you do. Instead of doing all of those things which you are the expert at, your time is kind of being wasted shipping things and the logistics of managing a store. What I love so much about print on demand is that someone else takes care of all of that for me. When I get a sale, someone else helps me fulfill it, Printify for example, and I can continue making YouTube videos. I can continue making art. I can do so many other things with my time and not waste it on fulfillment because I didn't sign up to be a UPS worker. So now I want to share some tips that I personally would have loved when I was trying to get my first online sale. When you're on the internet, everyone is trying to steal your attention away from whatever. So you have infinitely more competition. A lot of people think that if you just open a storefront online, get a Squarespace, get Shopify, and get Printify, that automatically you will just get money pouring in, everyone's gonna start buying your work. It doesn't work like that, and it requires a lot of work. So first I wanna talk about the difference between having a niche and having a brand. In a lot of ways, this kind of depends how you want to market your art. So niche works really well with SEO and ranking in Google, ranking in search. Having a niche could mean you make t-shirts about houseplants. You're all about plants. You are a plant dad or mom and you love plants and you want to sell your designs to people who also love plants. That is what I call a niche. Having a very, very specific topic that you want to make merch for. That is great if you know a lot about SEO, if you know how to rank in Google. Because if you can rank in Google, then you will always get sales when someone types in houseplant t-shirts into Google. You will always get a sale from someone who really likes your designs about houseplants. The problem with that is it's very difficult to find a niche that isn't already super saturated. Houseplants t-shirts might be a really popular niche that a lot of other designers are already designing t-shirts for, and they are already ranking in the first page of Google. It is really hard for you as a newcomer to put your storefront on the first page of Google without any sales, any traffic, and no way of marketing yourself. So that brings me to a brand. You as an artist can become an art influencer or a brand unto itself. If you work hard and you build a huge following on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, whatever social media platform that you choose, you are a brand in itself, and people will buy things from you because you made them. That is very different than ranking in search. You don't necessarily have to be really great at SEO and the technical aspects of the internet in order to get your first sales using print on demand and selling your art online. So that's actually how I was able to get my first sales online. I worked extremely hard to grow my Instagram following. I posted my art on Instagram every single day. I took part in trends. So as my following grew, I then started my online store, brought traffic from my Instagram to my online store, and that's how I was able to sell prints, t-shirts, and a bunch of other stuff through my online store. But eventually I transitioned to YouTube. I still post on Instagram, but I've noticed that it's much harder to get engagement on Instagram. It is so competitive. Everyone is selling merch on Instagram. Everyone is selling art prints. They are selling t-shirts. I knew that in order to continue to grow my brand stronger than just on Instagram, stronger than people who just like art and other artists, I had to get on YouTube. And YouTube is where I get most of the traffic to my online store now, even though my YouTube channel is much smaller than my Instagram account, because YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world, second to Google. And making YouTube videos is an amazing marketing tool for you, for your art, for you as a personal brand, and that is why I recommend everyone start getting into video content, even if you don't want to post it on YouTube. If you want to post it on TikTok, Instagram, wherever you want to post it, video content is my #1 driver to sales. And that's why I've been making a lot of filmmaking tips content. You can check it out over here. Another tip that a lot of people don't take is to have custom product photos, because online sales is wholly dependent on photos. If you don't have good photos, people don't really even know what they are getting. But not everyone wants to invest in buying a sample shirt from Printify without knowing if this design is going to sell or not. So a really great way to have custom product photos is to use services like Placeit. I use Placeit and I think it is great. They have templates for shirts, mugs, home living, whatever you want. You can slap your design on these product photos and make it look unique and custom. It's a great way to showcase your design without using the default photos from Printify. Placeit is $14.95 a month. I'll have a link down below if you want to sign up. Now let's head to the computer and I will show you a step-by-step tutorial on how easy it is to upload a design onto Printify and to get started selling your art online. Head over to catalog and choose basically what you want to print your art on. I am going to go into posters under home and living. You can see you have a bunch of different options to choose from. So if you're trying to save money, not only for yourself but also for your customers, you can choose posters by generic brand starting at $4.18. If you have Printify Premium, you actually get 20% off the listing price. It gives you a little rundown on what you are to expect. It's important to check your print providers. Make sure that they have a good score and one that is located generally where you are. So for me, this is located in the United States. So altogether, the total print cost of this print is going to be a little over $9. It's also super important to take into consideration the average production time. So the fact that it takes a little over a day to get it printed and shipped is really, really good. So let's hit start designing and it will pop up an editor to start putting your design on. So add your design. I'm going to add my most recent design that I am wanting to make a print of. Right now it says it's at medium resolution because it is defaulting at the 24-inch by 36-inch poster print, which is a very big. Not too many people want big, gigantic posters of your art. So you go over to all art and wall decor sizes, and you can basically pick what size that you want to print your art at. So I'm going to choose the 9 by 11 and the 11 by 14, and now time to edit the design to fit well on the paper. Now, before you publish, I highly select editing your listing. So hit edit listing, and you can adjust your retail price. So if you go to honeyandabsinthe.com, you'll see that the Dreamers art print is now available. One thing I would like to mention specifically for t-shirts is that you should use PNG files for t-shirts because you want transparency. You don't want them to accidentally print the white ink of the paper onto a white shirt because you'll be able to tell. All of this around the woman is completely transparent. So if I were to print this on a t-shirt, it won't print anything around her, it'll just print her. If you want to learn more about how to use social media to grow your online business, check out my free guide, 8 Steps to Launch Your Online Store. Head over to honeyandabsinthe.com to help support this channel by buying some merch. I have prints, apparel, all the things. It really helps us out. Check out these other videos next to learn more about how to grow on social media. Make sure to like, jingle all my bells and buttons to help feed the algorithm, and don't forget to dare to dream.